What's going on, guys? Today we have a big standoff of two of the top fusion rifles in Destiny. That is the Stellar Vestige from your Trials of Osiris drop and your Archon's Forge fusion rifle, Saladin's Vigil. Let's see which one takes the top dog. Before we get into the actual gameplay of these two guns at work, let's break down what they both have to offer. If we start off by looking at the Saladin's Vigil, we can see that it has a charge rate of 16, impact of 95, range of 44, stability of 98, reload of 61, and a magazine size of 4. That is with the current loadout that I have. Now, the only thing I may change here is linear compensator in place of accurized ballistics. It does help with that recoil pattern, allowing you to hit more of the fusion bullets at a farther range. But the tests that I did in this video were all with accurized ballistics on both guns. Next is braced frame, which is absolutely crucial because you don't have that range loss that you do on reinforced barrel or other stability perks. So we're going to look at snapshot, and then obviously the big one on this gun is Eye of the Storm. I thought rangefinder would be better, but the stability that you're going to see at range with Eye of the Storm is absolutely insane. It is hitting people at sniper range. I kid you not. One shot at sniper range. Let's look at its competitor, which is the Trials of Osiris fusion rifle. Let's open this up and look at what it has to offer. Now the charge rate is more at 22. It has less impact at 89. The range is less at 40. Stability is 65, which is significantly less. And the reload is 66. Now, the only perk that I would change here is rangefinder for hot swap. I tested both of them in the video, but the footage you're going to see in the video is with rangefinder. It was the furthest I was able to kill somebody with this gun, so just keep that in mind. But stability is very important on these fusion rifles because you want to keep that spread pattern as close as possible to get a complete kill, depending on what range you're at. To start off, I wanted to take a look at the absolute range on both guns. So here we have the Stellar Vestige, and we are trying to test the range at which you can one-shot somebody. As you can see, the stability pattern is a little off. That is without hot swap, obviously. We are using rangefinder in this case, and I am trying my best to keep the pattern all on Gangster Sparky. So as you can see, the spread pattern is pretty aggressive, but we do find the sweet spot with rangefinder. It is a little bit farther than I could with hot swap, but it seems to be just at this staircase right here, which is not bad for this gun. Let's take a look at what it does. And now, without further ado, let's take a look at what the Saladin's Vigil is capable of with Eye of the Storm.
Holy fuck! Oh my god, dude! Holy shit!
Jesus Christ. So from those last clips, I'm going to say that the Saladin's Vigil takes the cake for the absolute range. Now, we're going to overview some just gameplay 6v6 clash with the Saladin's Vigil and the Stellar Vestige, and we're going to see how both perform in game. Now, I do believe after playing with both guns that the Saladin's Vigil is better for 1v1 gunfights. If you are 1v1 in Trials, you can kill people at extreme range, as you saw right there. It's absolutely amazing for that. The charge time is a little higher, so you do have to anticipate people coming around corners and just having that charge halfway when you're approaching a corner. That is the only trouble with this gun, but I do think that the range makes up for that. Now let's take a look at some more gameplay with the Stellar Vestige so I can point out some key points that I believe it has for its own gun. Even though the Stellar Vestige doesn't have the absolute range that the Saladin's Vigil has, the extra charge rate that it has comes in handy for getting important double kills that you would not be able to get with the charge time on Saladin's Vigil. As you see there, you can pull off quick double kills with that quick charge, and as long as you're within that sweet range of that Stellar Vestige, then you are going to be golden. It just requires you to play a little bit differently than you would with Saladin's Vigil. You can't map kids as far as you can with the Saladin's Vigil, but you can approach hordes of 2 or 3 enemies even with this gun and be in tighter spaces to get those quick doubles and triples. So I think that's where the Stellar Vestige is going to come into play and have a little bit of an advantage over the Saladin's Vigil. But at the end of the day, I do believe the Saladin's Vigil is going to take the cake for the overall best fusion rifle, in my opinion. Well, there it is, guys. The Saladin's Vigil taking the best fusion rifle in Destiny currently. And that is obviously my opinion, just from the testing that I've done. But the Stellar Vestige is definitely a very, very close second. And it's definitely can take the #1 spot in certain situations with that charge rate. But I think overall, we're going to give the Saladin's Vigil the cake on this one. So as always, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a thumbs up on it. It helps me out so much. And if you have any comments or suggestions, other guns that you want to see compared to each other, definitely drop them in the comments below. And as always, guys, stay on the bean, you do you, live life your way, because that's the way it's meant to be. Cheers, you beauties. That is required to upgrade your super good advice to 3, or sorry, it's going to decrease it to 6, but you're going to get 3 motes of light back, so it's essentially going to be